Hello, it's the People Mentor. So I'm popping in today. I'm doing a series of lives around what's in my lovely journal, how to make difficult conversations easier in the workplace. And yesterday I talked about the initial bit of understanding yourself and covering mindsets, looking at your mindset and looking at some questions to ask yourself around biases and triggers. Today I wanted to concentrate a little bit more out of this book about strengths. And it was kind of to get you thinking a little bit more, because if you understand yourself, then you can have better conversations and easier conversations, and you'll know what triggers you, what works well for you. You will spot the differences between you and your team members, and then you will start to understand them better and yourself better. And that builds great relationships in the workplace. So today we're kind of looking at strengths. And the first thing about strengths is that when you know your strengths, you play to your passions. You really feel alive when you're using your strengths. And it will show as something you're naturally good at, which is really important to understand, because they're the ones that you should be using most. It doesn't matter how much you concentrate on your weaknesses, you will only ever improve them a bit. Whereas strengths, you can just grow in leaps and bounds. So it's an area that you really need to concentrate on. And when you're doing something that's a strength, then you're working at your top performance and you've got great productivity. And the same goes for your team members. So in understanding your strengths, then you're going to help that performance and that productivity. It helps with accepting yourself and what you're good at, and it helps your confidence, and it just builds that sense of self-esteem within you, which we all need at times. And so it's great to concentrate and look at what your strengths are. When you're not using your strengths, you'll tend to see that you feel really flat, ever so flat, really like, oh, I really don't want to do this, and you'll procrastinate. So that's a good sign that you're not playing into your strengths, because your strengths will be your passion and your motivators. In this book, there is a strengths questionnaire, very comprehensive. There's a whole section on strengths and lots of questions to fill in. And that's really important to get to understand yourself. And it walks you through a journey of a time when you perhaps use them as well. Okay, so there are some other ways of establishing your strengths. So make a list of all the things you love doing and they give you a buzz, and that's really important. And then keep a list of all the things you do daily that motivate you, as that will also show you your strengths. And then think about what never feels hard, and what is it about it that makes it not feel hard, because that will tell you another thing about your strengths. And then what does it feel like when you're doing these strength things? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel alive? Does it make you feel passionate? So, for example, say you've got a really good people skill and you love interacting with people, then chatting with people will probably make you feel alive. And that's really important to understand. So that's another thing to help you build relationships and understand each other's strengths. And these insights, they give awareness. So if you want more awareness, ask others to tell you where they think they see your strengths, because one, that will help your confidence, and two, it will give you more insights. And then look for more ways to use your strengths. And so, if you've got some really good strengths, where can you tap into those and use them more? So look for the opportunities. And the same goes when you start doing this work with your team. You find out their strengths, you know what they are. So now how are you going to tap into them and use them so that they feel really motivated and positive? Because that's what we all want at the workplace. And it also plays into your happiness element. It's what keeps you happy. And we all want a bit of that, don't we, in the workplace? And then use those strengths to look for more opportunities to use them. So don't just contain it within your workplace. Can you use it anywhere else? Can you do some charity work? Can you do something at home using those strengths? So, for example, creativity. We had somebody in the workplace who was a really good artist, and he drew some posters for us. And therefore, he was using it at home and he was using it at work. And when he was using it at work, it was playing into his passion and his motivators. And another one is, perhaps you love talking to people like I've just mentioned. Well, perhaps you could go out networking, building for your business, building for the brand that you work with, forming connections that will help that business grow. I think we often fail to see the bigger picture when we go networking. It's about who can help you and who can you help to form the connections that are going to make all the difference. And if that is your strength, then tap into it. And then use it to know what you need to enhance even further. So, as I've just mentioned, with weaknesses, you can only grow a bit, but with strengths, you can go places, you can really flourish. And who doesn't want that? So, think about how you can use that to enhance. What else can you study to make it even better? So, maybe you're great at technology, or maybe you're great at writing. How can you enhance that? So with technology, maybe you could learn some more softwares to use, or with creativity, maybe you could do some creative writing with somebody on a course to enhance it even further. So it's about thinking about those opportunities that will make you feel happy and motivated, and then how can you translate that to the business and work? So that's a few tips for you. I hope that helps. Tomorrow I'll be popping in again around the same time, 6 o'clock, to talk about the next part of the journal, which is there for you to capture your thoughts. And currently it is $10.99 on Amazon, and it's on amazon.co.uk and other Amazon sites. On the UK site, $10.99, normally $14.99. It's staying at $10.99 till Easter, and it really will help you understand yourself first and foremost, and give you time to journal, answering the questions, and get you really thinking and reflecting. And then from there, you will then use it to do the same things with your team, to understand them. And then from there, it goes into structuring a conversation and then reviewing a conversation. And we all have a dread of difficult conversations at a time. Some subjects are much worse than others, and I will touch on that on another session. But this will really get you to the places where you want to be. And if you go and have a look on my posts, you'll see that there is a review from Tricia Lewis, who's a communications coach. And as she says, it's not big, but it gets you to where you need to be. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Take care. This is the People Mentor signing off. Thank you.